Hello everyone, I'm CoolGuy, welcome back. Today I want to talk about fusions and the new Kickstart perk. Now the perk is exclusive to the updated Trials of Osiris Exile's Curse fusion, and it states gain damage and charge rate during a slide after sprinting for a short duration. Who knows if this perk's ever going to show up again on another fusion, or if this is going to be the only one. I've done some pretty extensive work on fusion rifles in Destiny in the past. I love fusions, I really do. I snipe and shotgun more, but I do like them. And I am thinking about doing an updated video on fusions, range chart, effective ranges, the do's and don'ts. They do feel a tad bit better, so let me know if you'd be interested in that. It takes time to do, so let me know. For Kickstart, I do have issues with this perk. However, I can see some combinations that can work. There's a small bug I've noticed. It's happened about 5 times or so. It doesn't matter if I have a slide shot or not. And you just have to trust me on it, but after initiating the slide, it doesn't charge. And it feels like it's a perfect scenario type thing when it comes to doing the inputs, but that shouldn't keep you away from using the perk. And before I get into talking about the perk, I do want to talk about what's changed, because Exile's Curse was updated with the new perk pool. They took away some of my favorites. It was updated like Astral can't roll Quickdraw anymore, so the new current loot pool for Exile's Curse, in the first node we have Quickdraw, Pulse Monitor, Slide Shot, Killing Wind, Hipfire. Final perk nodes, Celerity, Kickstart, Vorpal, Backup Plan, and High Impact Reserves. They took out Firmly Planted, No Distractions, Multi-Kill Clip, Snapshot, Threat Detector, Elemental Capacitor, Field Prep, Grave Robber, Feeding Frenzy, Disruption Break, Underdog. And there's some really good ones in there like Firmly Planted, Disruption Break, Multi-Kill Clip, mostly Firmly Planted. To me, Firmly Planted is to fusions as Quickdraw is to shotguns. And here's why. The fusion rifle has been constantly changed all the way back since Destiny 1. They used to hit too far, then too short, they needed to use zoom scopes for them to do well. They were projectile based, now they're hit scan. Different points throughout the Destiny franchise, they've been changing. But in Destiny 2 though, one thing is pretty constant. We're still at a point where these high impact frames are pretty much the only ones worth using, like this one, Exile's Curse. Firmly Planted gives increased accuracy and stability. Now accuracy is the key part of that, because you're grouping projectiles with the stability, but the accuracy benefit way outperforms any range extending out that you could do. Every time. So you could have the most range in the world, 100 range, but if you can't group the shots on your target, it's worthless. That's why stability perks, and a perk like Firmly Planted is sought after. We currently now have Slide Shot to take this spot in the first node. Sliding gives a temporary boost to range and stability. The stability is what we want. It's not giving that much accuracy like Firmly Planted, but this is what we're working with. Now with Kickstart, how it works, there's some good and bad about it. It's input based, so after sprinting for a short second, Kickstart Ready appears on your screen. That means after you slide, you hold down the fire button and start charging, you get a slightly faster charge time and more damage. Now, this pairs well with Sprint Grip. It almost has the same duration. It also pairs well with the Antaeus wards. Slide, hold the trigger, and go. The damage goes from 48 per bolt to 58, 20% more. This is the same damage profile as you get with high energy fire being charged with light, so it's basically high energy fire on demand. You just need to sprint for a little bit and knee slide before your shot. You have 7 projectiles, 10 more damage per, so you're getting 70 more damage with the entire grouping. This damage is enough to down supers that are 8 resilience or less, and different supers have different damage reduction, so you're not taking out a behemoth. Nothing really can. Vorpal weapon on Exile's Curse matches this in PvP, but the only thing with Kickstart, you have to knee slide first. I have pulled this off versus a Chaos Reach. It can and does work, and you aren't tied down to Vorpal on this fusion to make plays like this. You have a little bit more freedom with this perk. And before I get into my final thoughts for PvP, I want to talk about PvE for a second. The base damage for this Exile's Curse on this boss is 5,366 per bolt. Vorpal does 6,144, and again, Vorpal depends on the weapon and where you are, PvP and PvE. If you add on a boss spec to this, it goes to 6,621 because this enemy is classified as a boss. Kickstart, on the other hand, goes to 6,439 and then 6,939 with a boss spec, so nearly 30% more. You can lead off with that Kickstart shot and go into your damage. It can work, but it's not going to have the overall sustained damage because you need that knee slide first. Well, yes, Vorpal is a little bit behind, but you can just shoot shots over and over with Vorpal weapon. Whereas with Kickstart, you need to knee slide in, take the shot, kind of run around for a second, knee slide in, take a shot, and so on. It's pretty powerful versus shielded enemies. I really liked it for that. It has one trick about it, and if you choose to use this fusion, and if you choose to use this perk, you need to use that one trick the most that you can. The charge time is nice too. It puts it near the next fastest frame. But back to the Crucible. To me, it almost feels gimmicky, and here's why. The fusion rifle is very, very good at countering shotgun's aggressive play. It's more of a, hey, if you want to run in a straight line, I have something for that, and you're going to learn soon enough. So things like Firmly Planted, High Impact Reserves, it's really good for it. And you can be aggressive with a fusion, you absolutely can, but not necessarily in the straight line up in your face type aggression. Because this perk is an aggressive perk. I can show you multiple clips of me rushing in and saying, oh, this perk is great, it's insane, but that's going to be a disservice to you. Because the truth is, this perk is going to get you sent back to spawn way more often than it's going to make plays for you. The extra damage is kind of improving your kill distance. It's still going to be a 4-bolt kill, but with the perk you are upping your damage floor, meaning that no matter the distance, once you hit the damage floor number, you're going to continue hitting that no matter what. It could be 100 meters away, 200, as long as you land a shot, it's going to land that number. And with Kickstart, it's 29. That's cool and all, but the game simply isn't going to let you land deep shots anymore. 4, 5 max. You could land a nice 100 plus damage at 30 meters, but it's going to be extremely rare. It can be good for a cleanup, but the game is very clear about accuracy on these. Kickstart is really great for things like this, getting around a corner, landing that shot, cool, but honestly, I'm pretty sure a regular fusion with high impact or any other perk, even celerity does nothing. It's gonna have the same results. Because remember, you still do have a charge rate, even though it is a little bit faster. You're gonna have a very tough time with aggression, because your enemy shotgun players, they're rushing too, they're knee sliding too, there's shurikens, there's dodge, there's slow, there's dustfields, fellwinter, and all of these 110% shut you down. And that's why I give you the conclusion that it is kind of gimmicky. You're not going to find me or anyone else using this in trials and comp, but it is fun to mess around in 6v6. That's what I'm going to be doing. The reward versus the risk though isn't there, because really what you're doing is you're aping people with a fusion rifle, and that's never really worked. Like I said, especially with Fellwinter and all these other counters being out there for you. But what I am interested in is to see an adept version of this, and I might come back to this perk if I do get an adept version with Kickstart, because you do have adept charge time, you have different things, and if that charge rate can come out a little bit quicker, we'll revisit it. I currently don't think that it's a game-changing perk at all, and more often than not, with a fusion rifle, you're just putting yourself in a bad situation, like in harm's way most of the time. Bungie's been kind of weird with fusion rifles. They did give that little buff, and remember with that, when they increased the fusion rifle damage fall off start distance by increasing the amount based on range, so 6% with 0 range, 16% with 100 range, and they reduced the camera movement from firing a fusion rifle by 9.5%. We still have hollow words, if you were lucky enough, glacioclasm. They brought back the Cartesian coordinate, which I still have not been downed by or see it in PvE, and then there's that Coriolis force that's got that weird spread to it that never really caught on. I do hope more fusions are introduced, and I really hope that the precision, the adaptive, and the rapid fire, they do something to them to make them a little bit more desirable to use. In the current game, I do believe that Glacioclasm is the best legendary, and of course Telesto, Merciless, Bastion, I'll even throw the Toaster in there, they're all superior to the legendaries, and I don't think that this perk can put it back on the map. And this is just my honest assessment. I've been playing with it, trying different things. While I do think that it does have a place, with very specific scenarios, I think other roles, other perks, are better suited overall for an engagement to engagement basis. There might be some of you out there that think it's the best thing in the game. If you believe that, let us know why down in the comment section. And if you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button. If you are subscribed, thank you so much for your support. If you're looking for a new controller, I am partnered with Scuff Gaming. You can use the link down below and my code COOL at checkout for a discount. After using this, I'm gonna go back to Glacioclasm, and as far as Exile's Curse, my firmly planted Disruption Break role. Just gonna bring this out from time to time in 6v6, and that's how I'm gonna play it. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.